Hello, this is Linda from Menopause Life to Passport Life. So about 6 months ago, I decided to take my health back and go on bioidentical hormone replacement. So here's my little story. Basically, 3 years ago, I'm in my early 50s now, 3 years ago I had to have a total hysterectomy. And at that time they had told me if I had any issues to call them, like if I started crying or if my emotions were out of control. Well, none of that really happened. But what did happen was my body started aching. My plantar fasciitis was like super fierce. My hips started to hurt. My joints hurt. My sleep was like non-existent, maybe 2 or 3 hours a night. So last fall, I felt like the worst I'd ever felt in my life. I felt like my health was just out of control and I needed to do something. So my goal and my husband's goal is to retire when we turn 55, if not sooner, and travel the world. The health I was in, I didn't feel like that was an option because had gotten so unhealthy and it was spiraling. I just was like, there's no physical way I am going to be able to travel and do the things I want to do when I can't even sleep at night. I mean, I can't get more than 3 hours of sleep, and then I'm having to take a nap every day because I was so exhausted. I felt like I was losing my mind. I couldn't remember things. My memory was going. My body ached. I had all the menopause symptoms. So I just delved into hormone replacement. This was before the black box warning had been removed, and I did everything I could. I looked online. I talked to my doctor. I talked to people I knew who were on hormone replacement, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to try the pellets first. So if you know anything about the pellets, let's kind of give you a little background on it. They last for about 10 to 12 weeks. They go in your bum. They cut open the skin. They put them underneath the skin, put a couple little butterfly stitches and a band-aid on, and you're not supposed to exercise or do heavy lifting for a couple days. The advantages of the pellets are they're kind of a set and forget it. The disadvantages, once they're in, they're in. Like, you can't take them out, you can't make adjustments, and they have a trough. So you start down here, then go up and then back down. So at the beginning you're here, about 5 to 6 weeks you're here, then you're back down there by the 12th week. And somewhere here in the middle is fantastic. So my first insertion, I did not remember to ask her what my doctor, I went to a specialty clinic, what my milligrams of the pellets were. But I had a testosterone and an estrogen pellet inserted, and I was given 100 milligrams of progesterone to take at night. I was also given DIM to take, vitamin D, and AD and K, so an AD and K vitamin, and I was told to take a multivitamin with that. So those were the things. So a couple supplements, and then the estrogen and the testosterone and the progesterone. Okay, the first few weeks, the first 3 or 4 days, exhausted, like literally could not get out of bed. I could not keep my eyes open. We went on a road trip to see my son and his wife, and it's about a 5-hour drive. I slept the whole way there, the whole way back. 7 o'clock at night, we're out to dinner with his in-laws, and I couldn't even keep my eyes open. It was almost embarrassing, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this better get better. I hope this isn't how this is going to be. So a couple weeks down the road, energy is amazing. Like, as you can see behind me, we have lots of trees, and in the fall here, there's lots of leaves to rake. I came out one day, I was raking leaves and blowing leaves, and my husband comes out and he's like, good Lord, woman, like, you've been out here all day, like for 8 hours, mowing the leaves into piles and weed eating them and mulching them and raking them and putting them in the garden. And the garden is my favorite thing to work on. So just so you know, at some point I'll take you on a tour of it. So he's like, a week ago, you would have been in napping on the couch. So he was pretty amazed. But there were some side effects. If you know, with testosterone for women, if you have too much, then you could have side effects like hair loss, things like that. All right, I swear I can't get this done. So you can have some side effects: hair loss and hair growth where you don't want it. So like facial hair, mine was leg hair. I like used to shave my legs every 2 weeks, and then it's like every 2 days, and more facial hair. So, and then I did have some hair shedding a little bit. So second pellet rolls around, and I'm like, we did blood work 5 weeks in. About that same time, I had a cold sore pop up. And I hadn't had a cold sore since my early 30s, when my menstruation cycles were really out of whack. And during that time, 30s to early 40s, I probably got like a cold sore 2 or 3 times a year. So I had a cold sore. We did my blood work. Testosterone was off the charts. Estrogen was still low for where she wanted it to be. Within normal limits, but low for where the doctor I'm seeing wanted it to be. So second pellet insertion, 12 weeks later, we went in and put the testosterone to half and left the estrogen the same. And she wanted to see if that balance would work. Okay. I didn't really have any exhaustion the first few weeks. It was fine. I did notice like some of the symptoms from the high testosterone kind of subsided. That was great. I was happy to see that. My energy level was still good, so that was a good effect from the but about 5 weeks in, once again, new cold sore pops up. So I'm like, okay, that's 2. This isn't, a fluke thing. It obviously has to do with the peaking of the pellets. But also on that time, about 6 or 7 weeks, when the pellets started wearing off, my sleep started getting interrupted. I was having hot flashes. The aches and pains started coming back. So I was having the estrogen depletion symptoms. So I called her and I was like, hey, this is happening. So we went ahead and ordered some estrogen patches. I started cutting those in half and wearing those for the last month of the second pellet. Okay, third pellet rolls around. For whatever reason, I chose to quit doing estrogen patches as soon as I went in for my pellet cycle. This cycle, we decided to go up on the estrogen, double it, and left the testosterone alone because I felt like those symptoms were fine. Totally exhausted the first 2 weeks, like literally had to nap every day. I was just tired. Okay, about 3 weeks in, that energy comes back. I'm sleeping better again. Why I chose not to continue the patch for the first couple weeks, I don't know. I probably should have, looking hindsight 2020, but what you don't know, you don't know. So looking back, I should have, until the pellet started to really absorb. This time, once again, 5 weeks, I have a little cold sore. So now this is 3 times. This is no longer a coincidence. It is from the pellets. I do feel good. So I paid for a year of pellets. They were $1,800 for 1 year, and it cost me about $20 a month for the progesterone and my patches. With a GoodRx coupon, I get a 30-day supply of 0.025 milligram patches, and that's about $45 with the GoodRx coupon. Would I do pellets again? I don't think so. I think I'm going to go something that's going to keep me here and not going here to here. 1, I do not like to have the cold sores. That's never attractive. And 2, I don't like the ups and downs. Was it worth it? Yeah, it was great to start with, to dip my feet in and see how I could feel. Am I optimized? No. I do need to go this next week and get blood work again, because now I'm at the 5 or 6 weeks, and we just want to check where everything is. I do feel good right now on the level I am. So I'd like to keep my testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone levels where I'm at. But I'd like to do it with another form of hormones and not the pellets. So once again, this is just my little story about the pellets. I have one more insertion that I've already paid for, so I'm going to obviously do that. And then I'm going to research other options. I'll probably go with patches and creams. Unfortunately, right now, as many of you know, there are patch shortages, so I might have to do a compounded cream until those patch shortages go away. But that's just my little story. Once again, this is Linda from Menopause Life to Passport Life. Go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. My goal is to put more videos up and keep you informed on my progress.